Hey, how's it? What's up? How's it? Having a blast still. Started this 3 weeks ago as kind of a fun thing, and now it's turning into something I'm having more fun with. And as long as I continue to have fun, I'll continue to drop just my thoughts here. Had a wonderful bunch of response yesterday from Meshuggah, also Porcupine Tree. And something that I'm really enjoying out of this is the fact that for those of you who are subscribing, thank you very much. And my daughter says you have to hit a bell. They say, tell them if they subscribe to hit the bell so they can be notified. Something, I don't know. That people are saying, wow, I wouldn't have heard this band had I not subscribed to you and check out just what you're saying because I'm just interested from your point of view. To me, that's really super cool. So I think what I'm going to start doing is putting the links to these bands and artists there so that they can buy, vinyl or CDs or a streaming service. So I think I'm going to do that. Anyhow, I am here again, and I'm going to react to Polyphia. Some people say it's Polyphia. Did a little deeper dive in on Tim Henson and the band, and I look forward to this. So let's go ahead and see what Polyphia is all about here. All right, this is called OD. Maybe I'd couple this with sober. I'm kidding. Oh, here comes the comments. All right, stand by. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I still get the comments. These are AKG 240 studio monitors. They're durable. They're about $50-ish. I always put a link down there if you want to check it out. So there it is. All right, here we go. All right. All right, first stop. If you're not familiar with what I do in reactions, I stop, talk a little bit, and I get it from I do an angle of an old composer, hence the decomposer. Okay, so what can I start with saying here? I think anybody who is going to see this, those who have previously responded in comments, the virtuosity of all the band members is absolute. So I don't think we have to go there. This is an excellent example. When I have talked about polyrhythms, meter changes, on a couple of the other videos I've reacted to, I've talked about it may not be what you think it is in meter changes. And what I mean by that here is this is an excellent example. When the drummer is playing the way he's playing within the 4/4, and obviously the tempo is the tempo, but I believe Tim Henson is the arranger and composer of most of the songs. The way it is composed, the drummer or the arrangement takes its liberties to play wherever it wants in that space. And as a pop culture that we all are, until we got into polyrhythms and our lives have changed as people who listen to music going, hey, what's that? And I dig it. And you move towards that because you just love that feeling. Our lives are 4/4. Our mother's heartbeats when we're conceived is boom, 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 boom. Well, we're programmed with that. That might have been a little deep, but when we hear these kind of, herky-jerky kind of, and I don't mean that in a disrespect, toying around with the rhythms, it catches us off guard and it moves us into a kind of a lifting place. And as a pop culture, we're thinking everything lands on what I'd like to say here, especially if you're an arranger, a composer, and musician. What's the one thing that we do when we listen to songs like this, or the complicated ones like from Tool or Meshuggah or Polyphia? The other ones here is what? Where's the one? So if you're not a musician and you're a listener, that statement means a composer, an arranger, and musician, when we listen to songs that have pretty intense meter changes and stuff, we're always looking for that comfortable, where's that that we could start counting from, okay? And so by virtue of that, I believe that as the pure listener, that's the listener that has nothing to do with the music industry, has a very unique reaction to this kind of music, and it lifts and it moves and it guides and it keeps moving forward. So let's move forward. I skipped back a little bit. Sorry, that was a long break, but hey, if you're still here, you know, you're in for a ride. Here we go. Okay, excuse me. So now for this next breakdown, I love the fact that, and I may have mentioned this before in the other one video reviewing the G.O.A.T video, is the playing with the mono signal, split signal. You got two guitar players there. And so if Tim is the principal lead with the melody usually is funneled right up here. But when he goes into this power rhythmical ceremonial ritual with how he plays, he goes hard left, hard right. The other guitar player's taken over, whether it's unison an octave lower or it's a melody. The experience in the cans is just absolutely unbelievable. I hope you listen to this in headsets. The drummer, now I don't say that I know, so I always leave myself a lot of room for not being right here. It does sound like it's kind of a mosh between some drum programming and playing. That doesn't take away from the skill of the drummer. It just has to do with the technique of recording. I've done this before where just the hi-hat just sounds good, or something just sounds good the way it was programmed, and the drummer comes in and does all the other overdubs or plays over it. And in engineering, they'll decide what to mute out and keep in and stuff. There are some percussive effects there that drummers can, you know, trigger through pads and stuff. That's a possibility too. This is a music video, so I can't tell. Also, something else that I wanted to bring up also from the beginning, but I spaced, was the fact that there is some obvious synth pad work. I think I recognize one or two of the sounds, but then, you know, it could be one of many things. But I like the fact that he takes the liberty to just go ahead and do it. This isn't about being, it seems to me, it doesn't seem to be about being a purist musician and guitar player, bass player, drummer, in the order of, this is, I deliver unto thee organic presentation of sonic sounds. This is a piece of music, and when you do overdubs and stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. I'm an overdub king when it comes to that. But it's very, not a lot. It's just a little here. Very tasteful. Very tasteful. A little here, a little here, a little reverse swell here, a little, you know, weird affected, you know, percussive sound here and there. And the bass player, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, my cheat notes. I forgot my cheat notes. They're back there somewhere. He is killing. Bass player is killing it. And just listen. Not only is he, you know, here's another thing too. I'm going long here, guys. These arrangements principally are done in a unison setup. Everybody's following that. Don't play that back. It probably sounds stupid. But they're all doing the same thing. Bass, guitar, drum, and, well, the other guitar as well. So difficult, yet so tight when you nail it. And this is what these guys are doing. So, my channel, I'm going long. I'm sorry. Here we go. Take it back a scotch. That sucked. All right, so I'm going to work myself from there back into it. So there, let's stop this really quick. So at the end, kind of pseudo-validated what I was thinking. It's a very big possibility that when you have that mix out in front of you and you're doing your final mix and stuff like that, you have the options. You possibly are going in and out, or you're layering some of that digital with the drums, because the drummer is 10 times more than capable to hit this. It's just what sounds good in the recorded delivery of the song. And then you leave it up to the band members to learn the songs and try to make it as replicable. You replicate it as much as possible as you can to the original song. That sub bass at the end, I kind of like that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. You never know if that's layered underneath certain parts of the bass. Maybe that sub comes in just 1 or 2 notes per measure at very unique places. And we saw that too also on the Snarky Puppy Lingus video that I did. You know, bass player Michael League is doing his thing. See, I'm learning the names. Whereas Corey is playing, you know, bass identical to that. So it's not sacrilege that you're sitting there marrying and blending things. I also want to go back to that place really quick where they went really fast. For those of you who don't know, because you're my peoples, in a very non-musical way, that was not a meter change or anything. That was just a time change in the tempo. And the tempo is double time that. So that, just for you folks who are not musicians and you just enjoy the music to enjoy the music, that's what that explanation is about. So anyhow, this was, excuse me, a little oyster on the half lung there. This was a killer experience. I'm going to keep diving into Polyphia and learn more about the band members. And I want to thank all of you for hanging in this long. I've turned a 3-minute song into a 15-minute explanation, but that's what I do. And also I want to thank you guys again for subbing, for leaving your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. That's important. Any tips about the band members, any kind of helps me from, you know, running around and searching. I like to read as many comments as I possibly can. And yeah, that's it. And the link of this song will be down below. The link for the cans will be down below. And that's it. So, all right. Thank you guys. Aloha. Chee-hoo. All right.